Hello. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve 2025, the year that has just been a bingo card of dumpster fireness that I didn't expect. Probably you either. I'm in my pajamas um, with my art stuff on top because that's just how I am this New Year's Eve. Um, I just thought I would share my misery here of my super sticky resined decoupaged items. I need to get gloves. This is going to be like completely lowbrow analog. Like this is literally a live stream. So no editing, no music because YouTube, but it's the easy way for me to do this. Although I guess going forward I could do live streams on Discord or my Ko-fi. I have a Ko-fi. I'm really not a good salesperson or anything. It's just more I'd like to put my art thoughts over there and that feels appropriate. So these I just want to show. So not every moment of doing art is like super glamorous, right? This stuff is so fucking sticky because I didn't know when you get resin and epoxy. I knew it was a 1-to-1 ratio and you mixed. I didn't know you needed to mix a minimum of 3 minutes. I like stirred it a little bit with my brush and painted it on. Did not cure. So super ass sticky. It has been making me mad and sad. And at first I thought, oh no, they're all awful. And then I thought, no, you're learning because you've never done this. And bless me, because I tend to just like jump into things and just do them and do my research when it didn't work out the first time afterwards, which, really cute though, aren't they? So these are some of my decoupaged items that I'm putting resin, epoxy resin on, and now I'm putting on a second piece. I am thinking of using some of this though. This is plastic. Bye, sweetie. My guy's going out for a little bit. It's plastic. They're like glittery tablecloths that I got from what used to be the Dollar Tree, and now in the United States, if you'll get me, you'll get this is now the $1.25 tree. Anyway, these are, I got a whole bunch of these because they sparkled, honestly, is why. And I thought, oh, they'll be great for covering spaces. But the truth is, they're very fiddly and they will tear. But I could use them for funsies with, like, in some of my multimedia paintings. And I'm using clay now. Yeah, you're going to get subjected to all kinds of stuff because Evan just left. So it's just you and me because nobody's watching, like literally nobody. So that's hilarious. And I just love being able to do spontaneous things because I can't kind of be stopped because it's actually not a criminal act to talk about how sometimes art. I'm sorry, I just got gloopy on this. No. So much gloopy. I have tape. I wish I could play music, but I just can't because YouTube. And I'm not going to sing to you. But I did actually want to share as I'm taping this up, since this really does feel like, well, if anyone were watching, it would just be you and me. So here I am. In case you didn't see like details, I live in a place in north central Washington state. That's in the United States. Not sadly, not Canada. Can't buy my way in, can't get there. But then again, this country has already, I don't know. There's so many things I want to talk about. That was not it. Tape. So now I can actually put that on the surface and it won't pick up everything in its path. Then it will get another coat. And this time it will be stirred properly and it should cure properly. And then there won't be the sticky everywhere. This coffee cup has alcohol-free Chardonnay. I quit drinking in early June of 2020. So yeah, this is going into 5th year, and just bless the fact that it's like alcohol flavored, wine flavored, it's Chardonnay flavored, and it's just The world that I live in, it's like just has the flavor of the stuff, and I don't have to be upset. Whatever, I'm just thrilled to be in this place because I have my brain back. So watch out, world. I also wanted to say a little something about the Vina, which you will note I put it as my name, and it is a name of mine. Back in 1986, there goes the fish. You might wonder what fish. I was in Australia, in Brisbane, Queensland, when I was 16, and I, at least as I remember it, while I was there, somehow found myself playing the one and only game of Dungeons and Dragons I've ever played with my then two best friends, Chinku and Rosie St. George. And my character, as I remember it, was that her name was Thavina, and she was a thief. That is a class of something, or it was whatever. I've somehow held on to that Thavina for all these years later. I had it on my license plate. It was great for having as a pseudonym when I was going into Tolkien fandom. And then it worked just as well in Harry Potter fandom and Wraithu, and nobody else was a Thavina. And it's just been this name that's been with me all these years. And as I've gotten more and more into my own personal well, there's lots of terms for this, and I have another channel for talking more about it over there, but I have a very, very, very specific and active spiritual life with a Loki of my understanding. And he told, we communicate directly. I consider it channeling, and I have always given my consent. So this is not some kind of possession. This is consent first, consent always, and I have consented. But he said Davina means the believer in Asgardian. And I thought that was really, really special as a message to get. So I have been adding more Davina things because it's special to me. And Christy is my legal name is Kristen, but Christy is what I mean, just look at this. I love this though. So it's going to get another pour. Just super, super sticky. So it's New Year's Eve, and it's not usually a time that I think to do anything special. I was like, I'm going to hang out alone and be with the sticky stuff and put tape on, and then do a tiny batch of the resin, and then I'll know what to do this time, or I'll do it in a tiny batch and see what happens. And I'm going to hope for more success. Now, it is cold. It's like ideally 70 to 84 degrees, and here outside it's in the 20s. Not inside the apartment, of course, but I think I'll just be better off this time because it'll be well stirred. I love this little pattern. This is a vase, a plant thing, and I really liked the shape. That's a pentagram, like pentagram, or the shape, pentagon. A pentagram would be a star, 5-sided star. No, pentagram. It's an image. Anything that's 5-sided, I suppose. So, how are you? Yeah. I always kind of dreamed of getting to do some ASMR myself because I love so many ASMR artists, and they've helped me through my life. And I'm Patreon supporting one this year, and I feel like her worlds have stories that I want to make things for, and I just can nerd out on that. And I think she does resin work too, and I want to ask her about that. That's Whisper Wind ASMR. Love her. I want to try the mini or the micro batch. So bear with me for a moment. I'm gonna go get the stuff. The stuff, the art resin. And instead of using like, I was like, I'll use a tiny bit of 2 ounces. And that was like enough to cover everything I had out here. But I was using a paintbrush and it wasn't stirred well and it didn't cure. It's 72 hours or like 4, maybe even 4 days. And there was just like, no. I thought, oh no, I can't salvage any of it. And my loving partner said, well, why don't you put another coat on? I'm like, oh, right, I could put another coat on. And this time in a little thing with a plastic stirrer, and I'll set a timer though. Somebody has a deep bass machine going on out there. Ooh. Oh, or maybe it's a helicopter overhead. I wanted, this is my, it's a kind of paper they use for food service, but it's not quite the kind, well, I use this in my decoupage a lot, and I'm not sure how that is going to evolve. I had a very sophisticated bottle cap I was going to use. Where's the bottle cap? Oh, there it is. Ta-da! That's what I'm mixing because it's not so much how much. I mean, it is, but it's a ratio of 1 to 1. So I will do a ratio of 1 to 1 in the bottle cap. Yep. So this is what I have. It's my art resin. Purchased from Blick Art Materials. This is not sponsored. I am literally, I mean, my art studio is to the right of me at 70 square feet in the living room. So high gloss epoxy. And this time, I mean, and there's like so much of it that, I mean, I had used, anyway. A little goes a very, very long way. So, and my stir thing, I probably don't even need a whole, I'll just go up to the line. I'll need a timer of 3 minutes. Oh, I can look there. Okay. Yeah, this is, well, like maybe like watching paint dry almost. Oops. That's good. Okay. That's just up to the inner line even. I can barely, how am I going to stir that? Oh. I think, okay, so I'll do one hand. Please. No. Okay. Yeah. But I suppose, this is, since it's not edited, right? This is actually super analog. It's live. It's like live radio. So if anyone were out there, is there anybody out there? Although I turned live, I don't think anybody can reply, but or put a note in. This is just if someone happened to like find this, you are not alone on this New Year's Eve as I pour resin in a bottle cap into the bottom part of some kind of, it's eye care for partner's contacts. All right. Now we stir. 434. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Neighbor's shown up again. He hadn't been around for a while. It's very quiet. I wasn't too sad about that. Wow, yeah, this is so not what I did last time. And I'll be so much happier with the results. I am sure of it. So, no, probably can't even sing that, can I? So this is, all right, I'm putting a lot of faith in the stirring. That was 1 minute. Okay. Oh, I want there to be sparkles in there. No, that's for later. So I realized sometimes in my life, and a lot of late, like since I was really feeling pulled to return to my childhood hometown and things like that, that in the grand scheme, it wasn't so much that this epoxy resin stuff has come to me for these particular items, although it's really good for me to learn on them, but that ultimately I'm going to have a whole lot of fun like using it on its own. It was never on my radar. And then now it's in my house. Oh, okay. That was 2 minutes. And I have like crazy amounts in these bottles, I realize, because it just goes so far. And that's really exciting because I think I could make some really interesting like shaped hedra things with stars and like galactic paint things on the inside. And I want to get, I think, some silicone molds, and then I could make like little, like get 2 sizes, 2 polyhedra in like 2 sizes. And then I could just make a bunch and then like start gluing them together. But I don't know. Oh, wow. Three minutes of hand stirring takes longer than you think. Okay, that is the 3 minute mark. But I want to give it 1 more minute for good measure. But I'll tell you what, this does look, this is the reaction that, oh, I didn't have it all last time. Hey, guess who gets to learn by doing? That'd be this woman. Yes, so if you do things and you just try it and you don't do all the research and you don't actually spend 2 days doing nothing but watching YouTube videos instead of doing the art yourself because you might get it wrong, been there. Okay, I think that's enough time now. I don't know that I have enough to really pour, but what I'm going to do is the giraffe. I love this giraffe so much. And one lady said, yeah, just put your fingers in it. I'm like, okay, because that's what's going to work best for this, I think. And just I was clobbing on last time. I didn't know. So we're going to do a much finer coat this time. And hey, it's my favorite part of art. I get to put it on my fingers. So if you're just joining, I am using art resin, which now I can't pick up because there's resin all over me. And this is my decoupaged giraffe. Oh, no, lost him. Oh. Actually, who knows? This is fun. Okay. I feel so much better. It's like much lighter touch. And now I have tape on the bottom. And we're just not going to glop it on. We're going to be efficient and finely done. Okay, so now she's going to go down here on the floor on the wax paper stuff. Next up is this beautiful piece of glass which I have painted. And now it's going to get the, I guess, hand painted treatment. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, this already feels so much more intuitive than the other way. Okay. Couldn't know until I knew it was okay to put my fingers in it, right? Because this is, didn't know there was a whole chemical reaction going on for it to actually cure. So yay science and art. So I'm really curious to see what I end up doing artistically in this upcoming year, since really it was this calendar year that I have really started doing art and going from like semi-conventional painting things to something like this. Just, I have multiple paths going, I guess, and that works out well for me. Okay. Somebody had perhaps a bit too much of the sticky. Okay. Well, and that's the thing, right? You can't know until you try. I love this too. It's like this lime green and pink now Dalek kind of thing. It was just white frosted glass that I found at this amazing vintage store here in Wenatchee. And I was like obsessed with the patterns on it. And just like, I have to make something crazy. So I, crazy painted on it and had a lot of fun. And I think I actually had already podged it, and so it actually didn't need anything else. But I think this will, just this finer coat. Or that's what I'm just going to keep telling myself. I'm going to keep that in my head as a mantra. This is one I also really love. It's the triangle glass. I know I keep going, oh, it's so much nicer, but it's so much nicer. But also, not everything is going to need this. I think this is a really great learning experience, isn't it? Yeah, because these are not ginormous items. They're not things, they've all been really interesting experiments, right? That's what art is, for fun, ultimately, right? And for anybody who is starting or is on this journey, and just thanks for coming along. Now it's kind of slickish. Part there. Okay. And hope for the best. That's what we're doing, hoping for the best. These are fun too, right? They're glass with paint and decoupage. Just a little bit of everything, I guess, that I have been enjoying doing. But now there's clay. Clay is in my world too. Yeah. So I've been experimenting with that on canvas, and I was thinking I would do free forms. I really want to make like a polyhedra coming up out. Okay, yeah, out of one of my things, and I realized I have one gessoed thing that I've started, one gesso plate. It's small, it's 6x6, so it's also not like hugely daunting by size, which is cool. And I have this idea of this polyhedra just coming up out of the surface, and that's going to be a big experiment for me to see how I can really make that a reality. Oh yeah, I'm just realizing I have a bunch of this stuff I've put on before. I got to learn, because learn by doing, right? And that's just adorable. I mean, it's a lid with decoupage. I know it's kind of gross and narcissistic to be like, oh, I just love my art. But I love my art. And I don't really follow artists really, so I don't know. I don't think anybody else is sort of, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's doing something like this somewhere. It's bound to be. But I mostly just listen to where my path takes me and trust the process. And not everything is gorgeous, but yeah, we'll see how these pieces go with the properly mixed one having a chemical reaction. Yeah, I think I'm at the end of that one though, so I'll need to but I like that ratio. It was like 1.5 caps. That should get me through, I think. Yeah, the rest of these. 26 is when I was looking up. Interesting. Or angel numbers and special numbers, or I just love the relationship with numbers and having a calling as some kind of seraphic mathematician, whatever that might mean. It's been a creative muse for me of my maternal grandfather being a math professor. He taught at Texas A&M and Louisiana Tech, and I had an uncle at Bell Labs and a cousin who does math and another cousin who I think he and I get it kind of really creatively, and we just might have some neurodivergence in the kind of like really hanging out in the esoteric a lot, like higher math and quantum physics and cellular automata and different ways of navigating the world. And oh, whoa, not that lid. Yeah, I'm making another batch. The Wolfram Prize and De Sitter Space. It just, yeah. They feel like actual places I can sort of visit in my head, which not everybody wants to talk about all that stuff because it can get complicated. Oh, I think that might be my sweetie coming back. No, that's stuff maybe going up and down the stairs. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go, and we'll just leave that there. Thanks for being with me for a spell. Have a great new year. Bye.